Chris, and you're watching the Evercade Effect.
Hey everybody, this is Ed from the Evercade Effect. We just had some news dropped on us. Oh yeah! It's the first news of the year. I am super pumped. I am super excited. And we're just going to go ahead and just dive right into it. The roadmap is back, baby! Oh, I'm just so excited. So happy. And real quick, for you, those of you who don't know, is Blaze did this for every single year. They would have the roadmap. They would tell us the number of carts. It was interesting to see what's missing, and we'll take a look at that. And they would update it. We would know what to expect. And then last year they didn't do it, and I think the year before they kind of halfway stopped. And so I'm just totally pumped. This message was put out officially by Blaze on their Discord, and I'm sure other social medias. I just don't really follow it. So yeah, that's what this image is from. And let's look. And like I said, we're gonna get to what's missing, and roadmaps can change. But I thought it was important enough to make a video and see what we're getting. So February, we're getting the Turrican collection. Super stoked. I remember Super Turrican, Mega Turrican is going to be great. We get all the versions of it. And notice that it's just called the Turrican collection, which means there's only ever going to be one. When Blaze has a numbered collection, like if they put like Arcade 1, Taito Arcade 3, then there could forever be that one collection if there's a one, but there can be multiple collections. So we're getting both of those in February. Yes, we have to wait till the end of this month, which sucks. But I'm just super psyched that we're getting them, and we know what to expect. And you can see that they're listing each of the carts, and they're only listing the months that we're getting something, right? Because what Blaze does every 2 months, or the equivalent of a month, we have the carts listed here, and you can see we have 12. Now, could they throw in some surprises later on? Yes, and we'll get to that. Some other things are a little bit different. December is different, and we'll get to that here. So let's talk about February, March, April. Then of course May. So next month in March, we're getting nothing. We're getting these 2 carts. But April, another 2 carts. June, August, you get the idea. So let's talk about what's missing. So in the past, and all the other roadmaps that Blaze has done, they put a spot for hardware, right? And they've had a question mark. I don't know about you, but I don't see hardware anywhere. I don't even see Super Pockets, which I'm thinking that Super Pockets aren't going to be part of the Evercade roadmap, since technically it's not an Evercade product. It's a Hyper Megatech product. And I don't see any other hardware. And I think really that just confirms that we're not getting any new hardware this year. I've said this on so many of my other videos, so many of my other live streams that I never cast. We're not going to get any new hardware. It doesn't really make sense for Blaze to get hardware. If you want a bigger screen, you plug in the VS. Otherwise, you have the EXP. Yes, I understand there's those of you who would really love to have like a nice big 7-inch screen. And it's just not going to happen. I really don't see, with the current cost of memory and everything else going on right now, that we're going to see an improved handheld. And I think this really cements and it confirms that fact. Let me know in the comments below, but remember to be respectful. Now, the other thing that's unusual is that Blaze doesn't normally send carts out in December. Matter of fact, they've said that, because of the logistics of everything, they don't like to have carts sent out in December. Last year, we got the Llamasoft collection, we got the Activision collection one, and Rare collection one, all in November, and we got all 3 of them. So that's really odd that they went ahead and they pushed it to December. So that's the other thing that's different on December. Usually we don't get anything in December, but they went ahead and chose to do that. Now, Blaze can do up to 14 carts. They've talked about this on Evercast and other podcasts, and we don't see that here. So we see the with the guaranteed 12, which is really nice. But what we don't see is carts number 13 and 14. Could they possibly come back and sneak one in? Yes, they could do that. I wouldn't be surprised in December if they snuck in a 3rd cart. They've done that. I mean, when the VS came out, years ago, they did go ahead and they put I think 6 carts. You get the special edition with 6 carts. So they've done crazy things like that. What I would really like to see Blaze do going forward here is keep this as the standard. Get a roadmap every year. Show us what hardware. Show us what software. Because with all the retro options and everything going on right now, I like to know to be able to plan. I'm sure you want to know budget wise what to plan. And as of now, I'm going to call it. I'm going to stand by my guns and say there is no new hardware. You're safe in Evercade products. I don't think you need to worry about saving up for something else. If you have an EXP, if you have a Super Pocket, if you have a VS, you're going to be able to play everything that you want to play. What I do suspect is that the announcements will be on Hyper Megatech's channel. Oh no, I take it back. It'll be still on the Discord channel, but it'll be on Hyper Megatech's website, or they'll have a roadmap for Hyper Megatech. Maybe they'll do more. Here's the other big thing. So you may say, well, wait a second, Ed. You're talking about no new hardware. Where's the alpha? That's a good damn question. The alpha isn't here. It's an official Evercade product. Does that scratch everything that I just said? Well, it does. I don't know if you all have noticed this whole time, and I've noticed this from the beginning, but I've been seeing if you haven't been paying attention. Notice it says 2026 Cartridge roadmap. You thought I wasn't going to notice that. So what that tells me is that they're going to have a separate one for if they do hardware, and then they have a separate one for cartridges. Now, some of you may say, oh, that's definitely going to be hardware. Not necessarily. I think what we're going to see is we're going to see a separate 2026 hardware roadmap. It's going to include the alphas for the Neo Geo, the special edition alphas, and it's going to include the Super Pockets. And if there are any reskins, it's going to include that. There's still not going to be new hardware per se. That's going to be like a totally new like EXP or anything else. And again, some of you may say, "Well, no, you're wrong, Ed. It's gonna be there. This proves it." No, I don't think it does. Maybe I'm wrong, and we find out. But I just don't see there being any new hardware. What I do see is finally a way for us to get hype. Finally a path forward. Because what they could do, and they've done this in the past, is for the question mark, they could highlight one red, they could highlight one blue, they could highlight one purple, or something else to kind of just give us a tease. They could show a collection and not list the games. There's so much they can do. I'm super hyped. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Put in the comments below. And remember to remain respectful. I'm going to go ahead and thank my channel members. Thank you so much, everybody. And bye-bye. Thanks, Crashline, Immortal Sojourn, Amber Cummings, Joe Whitlush, Alex Groot.